Hi guys, so it seems that Boris Johnson's government is going to open an investigation into the antics of David Cameron. Now, David Cameron, of course, being former Prime Minister. After he was Prime Minister, he worked for a business, and it seems that he was basically being used as a conduit by the business owner in order to gain access to government departments, including the Treasury, and senior government officials, cabinet members, including Rishi Sunak and Matt Hancock. Now, this company is now insolvent, and it seems that, this is all coming out in the wash, that David Cameron was lobbying, it seems, on behalf of this company. David Cameron has said he has done nothing wrong, but as I've said in the past, this is legalized corruption. So let's hear what this investigation is going to involve.
Joe, what are they saying?
Well, some Whitehall sources in the last few minutes, Jane, have confirmed an independent review will begin shortly. We don't know any of the details yet. Who will chair that review, who will lead the review, and indeed, what will it look into? Is it just the most recent allegations that Mr Cameron has been lobbying the current government, or is it about the access that Lex Greensill got to David Cameron's administration, having this extraordinary access to senior officials and getting business out of it as well? I'm sure as the day progresses, we will have more details for you, but it's certainly, I think, is a pretty worrying time for Mr Cameron. He's likely to be questioned, as are officials and ministers in the current government.
What's interesting is that if you look at this from a particular point of view, and I'm speculating, of course, here, two of the names that were brought up in this lobbying, I prefer to call it corruption, but the media prefer to call it lobbying, were Rishi Sunak and Matt Hancock. Now, Matt Hancock, less of a problem for Boris Johnson, but Rishi Sunak is definitely a problem for Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson is under a lot of pressure at the moment. He's doing well because of the rollout of the vaccine, yes. When that ends, we're going to see the problems of Brexit. We're going to see the full impact of Brexit. And it's going to be extremely difficult for Boris Johnson to wriggle his way out of responsibility for that. And there is a risk that he may eventually get kicked out. Now, who would be his replacement? Well, the first in line, it seems, would be Rishi Sunak. And wouldn't it be convenient for Boris Johnson to open an investigation at this moment and name, for example, Rishi Sunak as one of the people who have been in contact with this tarred figure, David Cameron? It could help Boris Johnson in some way.
And we should really point out it has been the work of journalists at the Sunday Times and Financial Times over the last 3 weeks that have really uncovered the full, pretty jaw-dropping details of not just Mr Cameron's lobbying, but the access Mr Greensill had to his government. So Whitehall sources, Jane, confirming in the last few minutes there will be an independent inquiry into the Cameron-Greensill affair, but we'll have to wait until later in the day for the full details.
Look, I've said this on numerous occasions. Businesses invest in politicians. They either hand them brown envelopes. Well, that used to be the case. Now it's all done through official channels. They give donations. They provide financial support to politicians' campaigns in order to receive favors later on. Or the other approach is that they offer senior politicians, when they leave office, a job in their company. David Cameron was offered a job in this particular company. And what was David Cameron's job outside the company was to basically lobby on behalf of that company. This is how businesses and very rich individuals get access to government. This is the absolute opposite of democracy. This undermines democracy. Because democracy is meant to be representative of the public, of the people. It's not representative of the people if one individual with a lot of money can go to the Prime Minister or former Prime Minister and hand them a lot of cash in order to change government policy. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this investigation. It is also important to look at the political aspect of it, because I'm sure that Boris Johnson is will come out in the, completely clean of this, because it seems he's pushing for this investigation. But who will be thrown under a bus? That's what's going to be interesting to see. And who was David Cameron in contact with in government, both while he was still in the House of Commons and when he was working as a private individual. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?